Big week in sports. Jim Nantz gets to call the national title game, and then he's got Masters coverage coming up this week. Kind enough to join us on his busy week, certainly a busy night here. You ever gotten up and had problems with your voice, Jim?
No, thank goodness. No, there have been a couple of times where it's been a little shaky, but we're in good shape this year. So I always worry about that thing big time. So,
do you have precautionary measures?
No, not really. I just make sure get enough rest. That's the main thing. But that is, for us, that is a scary situation because you do have to push it pretty hard on a night like tonight.
And
if you got no pipes, I mean, you know, it's tough to go.
But you also have to change almost the emotion level, and you go for the national title game, where then you go into Augusta coverage. Is there a difficult transition of being up for a national title game and then maybe a little more reverential for the Masters?
Not really. No, I don't think so. It's just you do what comes naturally. I mean, you know, if you were at the game tonight,
yeah,
and you weren't calling it, you were sitting in the stands and it's so loud. There's a guy sitting next to you, your buddy. You know, you would be talking to him at a certain voice level to make sure he could hear you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you would not be whispering or dropping your voice because you couldn't communicate. Then when you walked out of the dome tonight, you guys went down to hang out and have a beer after the game. Would you still be shouting at him? Would you still be screaming, "Hey, how about that play? Want a beer?" I think you naturally would talk at the levels that you need to, and it's funny. People think you go to a golf tournament and you have to create some sort of like golf voice for that sensitive occasion. You just do what comes naturally. So there's nothing contrived about it. There's nothing you have to work on. You just do what the setting delivers to you.
Energy-wise, any problems?
Energy-wise, you don't have to fight the energy weight that's out there, and because people are silent over a shot. You know, in a basketball arena, your voice has to cut through. So you do have to push it. You have to push it, otherwise your voice is going to be lost in the mix. At a golf tournament, you don't have to. You can talk at a normal level. When I'm talking on a golf broadcast, that's how I sound. I'm talking at the same level right now with you.
We're going to do the Jim Nantz, the annual Jim Nantz contest.
I love this.
Yes,
I love this.
But
has it started? When is it?
No, Thursday. Thursday we're going to do it. But any advice for people if they want to try to win the Jim Nantz? Hello, friends. Welcome to Augusta.
I wish you would hold it on Wednesday so that I could possibly get a few ideas for my Augusta openings. By Thursday, man, I'm immersed in the tournament. I don't have time to go back, and I don't have a chance to hear you.
Okay, you know what? Maybe we could pull this off on Wednesday, but there's no guarantee.
Send me the best of. Send me the best of. You never know; it might actually crack the lineup.
I like we had you on last year. I don't think you won the Jim Nantz Hello Friends contest, though.
I didn't even make the final.
No, you didn't. You made the Elite Eight, I think.
Well, there's always got to be a new phrase or two that perhaps we can pull out of this contest this year. And who knows? Come Sunday afternoon, you can turn on your Masters broadcast and wait a minute, that's my line.
Yes.
You never know.
I've heard that before. Jim Nantz joining us from CBS Sports. Call tonight's national title game, and then of course Masters Week coming up. What this means for both coaches tonight? How prevalent will that storyline be? Or maybe what it means to Calipari for tonight's coverage.
Well, it's huge for John, to not close out this season with the championship, what has been really for almost 4 months now, it's looked like, it's Kentucky's season. And then to lose to Bill Self for the second time in 4 years in a national title game, that would be hard to accept. John plays it down pretty well, though. He really low-keys it. Of course, I don't know how else you would approach it, but he makes sure that people don't pin that on him. But that is a huge storyline. There's no question about it. For Bill Self, I think he's playing with house money, Dan. I mean, he's won the championship before. He's gotten this team to a place that really no one thought it could get to. And, it's a free swing at the plate tonight. No one thought, Kansas would be in this spot. So they're going to play. They should play pressure-free. I mean, actually, Tyshawn Taylor should actually hit a 3-point shot tonight. I'm gonna make that prediction right now. Okay,
he will make one.
I mean, you know how they have these contests at basketball games where they pull a guy out, and give him a couple of shots for about 30 seconds to try to win a pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's time that you hit one of these shots. And I think he will. I think he'll hit 2 tonight, in fact.
Now we go to Masters coverage after tonight's title game. And Tiger winning at Bay Hill, what that does to the Masters' interest starting on Thursday.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I mean, probably for the fans, it gets people pretty fired up, to see Tiger get officially crossed the finish line. I mean, he's been close, and it doesn't come as any great surprise to anybody who really follows golf that he won. I mean, there was the novice or the casual golf fan, had this idea like he was never going to win a golf tournament again, which was absurd. He's going to win a lot of golf tournaments, and you could see it in recent performances that physically, I'm not talking about his physical condition because that Achilles and that left knee there can always be issues, and I'm afraid they'll flare up again. But you could tell the state of his game that he would be winning sometime soon. He just had to figure out how to close out a Sunday, and he did that at Bay Hill. So I think for a lot of people that there's going to be a lot of interest with Tiger being there, with Rory McIlroy poised to come back and find a little redemption after his 80 on the final round last year, and I don't think that's going to bother that kid at all. I mean, he's a spectacular player, and I think Mickelson, even though he didn't win yesterday in Houston, I think Phil was ready to put his best foot forward. And there's just a lot of good things. It's been a really strong start to the year in golf. I mean, every week there seems to be a compelling storyline. So I do think there's more interest out there than most years. But for me personally, I'm always interested, man. I'm always revved up. It doesn't matter, the state of anybody's game. And I'm going back to Augusta for the 27th time, and it's a great blessing in my life. I can't wait to get there.
Your thoughts on Hank Haney writing his almost tell-all on Tiger Woods? I haven't seen it. I'm not trying to dodge it. I read a lot of the excerpts from it, and the other part of that was just interesting that Jaime Diaz, really wrote the book with Hank, and Jaime is an exceptional writer. I think most people would tell you that he's the best golf writer there is, and he's had a very strong, close relationship with Tiger for years. So, when I know that Jaime was involved, I knew it was going to be a quality piece of work, and I knew it would be done with integrity. Yeah, I just thought that he compromised something there. I said to Hank when I had him on, it just seemed like it was beneath him to do this, that you're a great teacher. It seemed more TMZ, Access Hollywood type stuff. And I don't know. I thought he was better than that.
I have it with me. And, as I've been going through the month of March, this is going to be my 17th basketball game tonight in 22 days. So, the idea that I could pick up a book and read it right now, I wish I could, but that'll come next week, and I will definitely jump into it.
Before I let you go, Charles Barkley said he thinks Kentucky's one of the great teams of all time, this Kentucky team. I said they're great in today's landscape, but, if you had John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins who were still there, then you have my attention with this. With all the, 27 championship games now? Is that what it is, what you've called here? Where would you rank this Kentucky team if you were looking at a comparison of being a great team of all time?
Well, just take the Kentucky team of 1996 that won the championship for Rick Pitino. Look at all the guys on that roster who were 3-4 year players who had the chemistry and the seasoning of not just a 7-month existence together. And you can't tell me that 96 wouldn't have beaten them. There's just too much knowledge, too much chemistry built up through the years. And I agree with your side of that. I just think you have to measure things, given where we are in a one-and-done era. They're an exceptional team. Now, do you rank them with the greatest college basketball teams of all time? I don't think you can do that. I just don't think that's possible. We did a special on CBS Sports Network during the month of March, the 16 greatest college basketball teams of all time. Take one that made the list that wasn't right there in the top 5, but and I wasn't around to see it, but certainly I have an appreciation for history. Take like Bill Russell's 1956 USF team. Casey Jones was on that team.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Russell and Casey Jones, Hall of Famers. Do we have two Hall of Famers on this Kentucky roster? Maybe, but if we do, they're only freshmen. They've only been playing together, like I said, for 4 months. They've known each other for 7 months. USF went back to back. I don't know. You have to really kind of go place and time. Where are we? I think they're an exceptional team in this day and age.
Good to visit with you. As always, have fun tonight, and hopefully we'll talk soon.
Well, it's what I think it is this time of year to visit. It's a tradition unlike any other, Dan.
The Masters on CBS.
I can't wait to get to Augusta, but I'm very fired up about tonight. And I do love our annual visit. I wish everybody well with the contest this week. And if your folks could pass along the best of, I need some ideas, man. I need some fresh material.
I know that. We'll try to help you. Thank you, bud.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, pal. Jim Nantz, CBS. Big game coming up tonight. Big week. Hello, friends.